we're back. Usually, I always have something that I'm thinking about, or a passion, obviously, that I was thinking about. So, we're going to go back in time. And this deals with passion and things that we love or that we care about. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate and understand this. So, we're going to go back to passion, and we're going to go back to good time. We're going to go back to a little time ago. One of my favorite times. And granted, I'll have a story to tell. But it is tough when you see this. First and foremost, this is me as a child when I was hunting with my father. And I was sure mighty proud, as you can see, as a glorious hunter, hunting with my father and grabbing those two beautiful. Those are what we call hen mallards, okay? Those are what we call hen mallards. And that's what I was doing with my father, hunting, okay? That's duck hunting, I remind you, duck hunting. Next, here's another picture. Oh, glorious Pat. Maybe you can see this one too, okay? Glorious Pat. I'm the one obviously in camouflage always because it's a passion of mine, thank you, Dad. And what I'm holding here is I'm holding a male wood duck, okay? And the person next to me is my brother, my younger brother. And he is holding a female wood duck, okay? Just keep in mind that this is what we're looking at here. Yes, I probably look about the same. Not entirely. And I found all these in my father's sanctuary, where I usually find all good things. Next, here's my first buck. My first buck, okay? My first buck. Not my first deer, but my first buck. A nice little beautiful 4-point. What a view. At Ravenna. At a hunt, I went with my father at Ravenna. Okay? Next, that next year, 1999, is where we should have stopped at. 1999 at PRL Marsh. I know PRMLs quite well. Well, that next year, I myself am dressed in blaze orange, and I got myself an 8-point. And I'm mighty proud of that. That's my next big deer. Again, these are in my father's sanctuary. So, what I've learned to the common people is, one, to my softball friends, I do look like a damn wood duck. That's for sure. That's what they call me, wood duck. Secondly, passion, hunting. I love it. Okay? Love it to death. There is not changed my world that I can't tell you anything different. But the first and foremost, the keys that we need to understand as a person, a citizen, an American, anyone in general, I don't care what you think or what the fuck is going on in your mind, you have to understand this very clearly, and this is serious. 1, you treat every gun as if it were loaded. 2, you don't point a weapon at anyone unless you intend to shoot. And I'm not going to say anyone, because that's terrible to say, at something, unless you intend to shoot. Okay? Now, other thing that's on my mind that goes to PRL Marsh is one other person. And he's not a person. He was a best friend of mine. And his name is Widgeon. Okay? Some of you know who he is. A lot of you do. And some of you don't know who he is. Widgeon got his name from a duck drawing, because I like to draw wildlife. And Widgeon is by far one of the most meaning things, was one of the most meaning things to me. I got assaulted on Hollywood Boulevard by Andy Dick. A small town son of a bitch. Who'd ever figured in a million years that would have happened to Patrick R. Lockwood? Last, but not least, everywhere I go, Widgeon follows. Everywhere I've been, Widgeon's been. And I've seen him. And I've done a lot of things that I'm happy that I've done them. And it's probably made me a lot stronger today because of that. So, first and foremost, don't knock. I mean this. I was out hunting, so my other chain broke. So I decided to fix the chain with this. Okay, I did. This is why I did it, and I bought it when I was at the mall. What other than a way to go out? Obviously, the ghost with the most. I'm a ghost, and you know this, but what other than the way to go out than to put your buddy right here? Here he is. Always with me, and always will be. But I will say this, don't ever point a finger at anyone in their passion, in their understanding, or their inspirational thoughts, or their quotes. Because you have no idea who you're talking to. You have no idea who they are. You have no idea where they've been. Ever. But I'll say this, folks, let me remind you again, handle and treat every gun as if it were loaded. Secondly, do not point a gun at anything unless you intend to shoot. Now on a positive note, and serious, I had the highest grade in the FFA class for wildlife management. Whoa! Yeah! Beat that. And I'm mighty proud of that too. I'm mighty proud of that. That was a good achievement. You know how I learned that? From my father. And my father's a good man. He could tell you. But we'll let that story be told later on because Mr. Lockwood always has a surprise for you. Always has a surprise for you. And like I said, if I'm not looking like a jackass like I am now, but, you know, sometimes you got to get a little country. Obviously, folks, we get a little country every once in a while. And it's not bad. It's not bad to get a little country. But I don't know. I can't even tell you what the hell I would be. Would I be country? Would I be an urban cowboy? Or would I just simply be me? Which possibility I would. So, all bullshit aside, I'm a firm believer in the wildlife. I'm a firm believer in the Ghostbusters. That's tough. Tough. And truthfully, you know, I'm a firm believer also in, you know this one, Ox Up. Firm believer in that one. And they will be up today for a good person and a friend of mine. So I will leave it at that. And always I have to say this. Be wild, be free, and be you. And never give up. Because you are just like everyone else. We all break down the same. We all go through different struggles in our lives. We've seen it. We've been through it. We don't have to point a finger at everyone. Ever. We don't have to. Shit, if by looking at some of those pictures, I got the girls all right. Let me tell you. Anyways, never underestimate the powers of the tree stand either. Okay? Never. I meant. Sometimes you gotta be the tree, and sometimes you gotta be the stand. Tree stand.